Hello everybody, it's Foxy speaking, and welcome to another episode of Foxy's Fun Inspirational Chats. And today I will be your host. And in this episode, this is quite possibly the very final part of the Learning Steam Railway history with Foxy. And in the future of Foxy's Fun Inspirational Chats, we'll be able to start exploring even more wonderful fun things, including that of the Roberts the Cat stuff, or the Roberts the Cat series and all the rest of it. And here we are, now onto the Learning Steam Railway history with Foxy. Mull and West Highland Narrow Gauge Railway, Argyll and Bute, Craignure, Isle of Mule, near Ferry Landing from Oban. Most miniature gauge railways are purely for fun, and often run in circuits. The man credited with their invention, Sir Arthur Hayward, envisaged them being useful for estate or military purposes, but he would have approved of the 10¼ inch 260mm gauge Mull and West Highland Railway. Scotland's only island railway connects with the ferry from Oban to take passengers to one of the island's principal tourist attractions, the mid-19th century Torosay Castle. The connections are generous, allowing passengers half an hour to find their land legs and saunter along the front. The idea for the railway stemmed from the difficulty the castle's owners were having in persuading people to walk the 2 miles 3 kilometers from the pier. A group of promoters was formed and surveying began. Part of the route uses an old carriage drive that was built in the 1850s between the castle and the pier, but never used, because the Kirk refused to allow it to cross churchland for the final part. It was so overgrown with rhododendrons 120 years later that the survey had to be done on hands and knees. But the colours in early summer are now one of the railway's attractions. In complete contrast to this secluded character of the carriage drive is the first section of the line, which enjoys spectacular views over the Sound of Mull to Ben Nevis, the Glencoe Hills, and the island of Lismore. A stop at a loop named Tarmstead is an opportunity for passengers to watch the engine take water. Its naming after a German town is due to a former owner of Torosay, who was also the first chairman of the Mull and West Highland. He began two escape attempts from a German prison camp at a narrow gauge station. The second was successful. Another curious link that the railway has is with the Puffing Billy Railway in Victoria, Australia. The search for a suitable prototype on which to base the Mull and West Highlands third locomotive ended with a set of plans of a tank engine used on the best-known tourist railway in the Antipodes. The result is now thought to be the largest tank engine of 10¼ inch 260mm gauge in the world, which can haul 11 carriages with 190 passengers for the 20-minute journey. Train service during the Easter holiday, then daily from late April to mid-October. Telephone 01608 812 494. Strathspey Railway, Highland, Avey-Moor, 290 miles, 46.5 kilometres south of Inverness. This line follows the valley of the River Spey, with the Cairngorm Mountains rising to the southeast. Since the growth of winter sports in Scotland during the late 1960s, Avey-Moor has become the major centre for skiing, a network of chairlifts serving slopes around the small town. Until then, it was known for little more than being an important junction on the railway between Perth and Inverness, where trains went either directly to Inverness over Schlott Summit or took the circuitous route through Fours and Nairn. Passenger services over the latter were withdrawn in 1965, but preservationists and the Highlands and Islands Development Board wanted to save the 5-mile, 8-kilometre section between Avey-Moor and the tranquil village of Botervgarten. Their efforts came to fruition in 1978, when the regular services were resumed during the tourist season. Unfortunately, Strathspey railway trains were unable to run into the main line station, but it is only a short walk between the two. The Strathspey has created an authentic feel to its Avey-Moor station by re-erecting railway buildings of the former Highland and Great North of Scotland railways, which served the area before the 1922 grouping. It has one of the finest locomotive sheds of any preserved railway, a solid stone 4-track shed, which became a garage after its closure in around 1966, but was returned to its rightful use by the Strathspey Railway, and it can be seen to the east as the train pulls out of Avey-Moor for the 20-minute journey. Once over a level crossing, serving the holiday village at Delphaba, the line is into open country with fine views of the Cairngorm Mountains to the east and the Monadleaths to the west. Clumps of trees sometimes indicate surviving remnants of the Caledonian forest that once covered the area. Silver birches accompany the approach to Botervgarten, where it is worth spending some time. The former junction for the Speyside line to Craigellachie today offers a railway museum, and the Strathspey Railway's excellent guidebook suggests 2 walks from the station. You can also take a vintage coach to an observation hide provided by the Royal Society for the Protection of Birds that overlooks Loch Garten. Since the 1950s, this has been home to ospreys that have returned here each year for their winter refuge in Africa. Train service daily from June to September, most days in April, May and October. Santa specials, telephone 01479 810 725. The end. And actually, this concludes now learning steam railway history with Foxy in this very episode I have done, and now that the learning steam railway history parts have all been completed and concluded, we can now move on for the future of the Foxy's Fun Inspirational Chats. We can focus on other wonderful things, like other fun stories or other zones of history I could talk about, whether it could be or history I'm good at, or maybe not so much that, maybe, or to some extent, but certainly can we focus on the future of other fun stories and other fun stuff within the Foxy's Fun Inspirational Chat series, now that this final part of Learning Steam Railway with Foxy is now complete, and now that concludes the Learning Steam Railway history with Foxy. But this will never, never, never conclude the Foxy's Fun Inspirational Chats, as there is certainly going to be always many more episodes to come, for certain, most certainly indeed. But this is it, the farewell final part of the Learning Steam Railway history with Foxy, and now it's time to move forward to more fun things and more fun stories, and certainly in particular with that of future Robert the Cat stories and all the rest of it. Thanks everybody for watching, and I shall certainly see you in the very next video. Ta-ta, another time. From Foxy.